Sony Alpha Rumours is now covering Nikon and provides us with some very bold leaks. 1. The Nikon ZF is going to be delayed. It will not be announced on August the 2nd. But the most surprising thing that Sony Alpha Rumours is saying about the Nikon ZF, that it's going to have the exact same sensor as the Nikon Z8, the Z9, and that's a full-frame stacked sensor. Do you buy it? Well, stick around after this short break for all the details. But first, please do me a favor. Follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, but most importantly, please subscribe to this channel. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps this channel grow, and it keeps you up to date on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. In a surprising video posted by Sony Alpha Rumours, Andrea provided leaks about the new Nikon ZF full-frame camera. Yes, so some very surprising specs indeed. Let's start off with the date. Now, according to Nikon Rumours, the Nikon ZF full-frame mirrorless camera is supposed to be announced on or around August the 2nd, so in just a couple of days. Sony Alpha Rumours says that while that was planned, it's being delayed. Now, whether it's a couple of days or a couple of weeks, they don't know, but Andrea is saying that it's definitely happening in August. And if you're interested in getting ahead of the queue and pre-ordering the Nikon ZF, well, I've got the smart pre-order links right here. If you go ahead and copy these links, put them into your browser and bookmark them, you're obviously not going to see the Nikon ZF. But why I call these the smart pre-order links, as soon as the embargo is lifted, you're going to see every single different package. You're going to see body alone, various kit packages with a 40mm, with various other types, or if you're ordering through B&H or Adorama, you'll see whatever kit packages they put together, such as throwing in a free handbag, memory cards, or wipes, or other things like that. But the date. So the date is unsure, and I'm taking off most of August, so I plan to cover this camera live regardless of whenever it's going to be announced. So subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter, or it's now called X, if you want to stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors, specifically regarding the Nikon ZF. All right, now let's get to that most bold prediction, or, well, it's not a prediction, it's a leak specification from a source at Sony Alpha Rumours, and it's that the Nikon ZF is going to have a full-frame stacked sensor. The same full-frame stacked sensor found in the Nikon Z9 and the Nikon Z8. Now, when the Nikon Z8 was rumored to have the same stacked sensor as the Nikon Z9, many people said, yeah, no way, you're not going to see this in a camera priced under $4,000. And I wasn't sure at the time. I thought, well, you know, based on what the rumors are saying, it's indicating this, but we'll just have to wait and see. And sure enough, we got a full-frame stacked sensor for under $4,000. But now, for Sony Alpha Rumours to say that we're going to be getting a full-frame stacked sensor, the same one found in the Nikon Z9 and the Nikon Z8, in a $2,000 camera, the Nikon ZF, that is really surprising, especially since the source is saying that while this camera has a more sturdy build, it's a bit more metallic, well, it feels more like a Nikon ZF-C full-frame camera than a Nikon DF on the Z mount. What do you think? A full-frame stacked sensor, the same one in the Nikon Z9 and the Z8, in a $2,000 camera? It seems a little bit too much to believe. It seems like a bit too much to ask. If this was to happen, the camera would fly off the shelves. People would be very excited. It's kind of like buying a lottery ticket. You don't expect to win. You know you're not going to win, but you can't help but dreaming otherwise, and that's what this rumor is doing. It's getting us dreaming about a full-frame stacked sensor coming in a $2,000 camera. I really don't buy it. I don't believe it's going to happen, and even Andrea of Sony Alpha Rumours is saying that he doesn't believe it either. Huh. This is kind of funny. So it's coming from a known source. It hasn't been validated by multiple sources, although some of the information is validated against what Nikon Rumours is saying. So let's just park the sensor for a bit. Let's talk about some of the other capabilities. It is going to have a single card slot, SD card slot, most likely UHS 2. It's going to come in multiple different forms. We're going to have the body. We're going to have the body with various kit lenses. But now Nikon Rumours does talk about some other capabilities, such as a top LCD. And of course, the price is going to be around $19.99. And according to Nikon Rumours, I forgot to put this in last night's video, the autofocus system is definitely going to be improved compared to the Nikon Z6 Mark II and the Nikon Z7 Mark II. So a camera that's got a better build quality than the Nikon ZF-C, but feels more like a full-frame version of the ZFC is going to have a stacked 45.7 megapixel full-frame sensor. I mean, that's the really big news today. Not that it's delayed from August the 2nd, but that we're getting a stacked sensor. I just... but you know what? I felt the same way when covering the Canon EOS R5 back in January of 2020. 8K, up to 30 frames per second, IBIS without any cropping, with autofocus functioning, 20 frames per second, 45.7 megapixels. It just seemed like a joke at the time, and many people didn't believe it. And despite that, and having gone through that, I have trouble believing that it is going to have a stacked sensor. Now, what I'm waiting to see is Nikon Rumours coming out with an updated piece, whether they can validate this or saying, yeah, it's completely nonsense. But one thing I suspect is a story like this coming out by Sony Alpha Rumours, me covering it, and then seeing Nikon Rumours following up on it as well, is definitely going to shake the rumor tree. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news and rumors, specifically regarding the Nikon ZFC and whether it's going to have a stacked sensor or not, then go ahead and subscribe, but make sure you also choose all notifications. And if you want to stay up to date on all the minor news and rumors, so let's say we get a few minor corrections to this, or I see some pricing discounts on the Nikon Z6 or Nikon Z7, then go ahead and follow me on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, so that way you can stay up to date on all the minor news and rumors, basically all those stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate video. And if you have any information you want to provide them directly to this channel, then go ahead and go to my info page, and you'll see right there is my email. You can submit your information on leaked information regarding the Nikon ZFC. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you again soon.